Dear viewer, today we're delving into the chilling and mysterious world of the dark web and deep web. Buckle up, because we've got 4 terrifying stories that will make you think twice about ever venturing into these digital abysses. Stay tuned for a journey into the depths of internet horror. The story is titled Homepage of a Serial Killer, on the real homepage of a serial killer on the deep web. This criminal was later apprehended due to his numerous crimes, most of which were first-degree murders. The serial killer's website was distinctively terrifying, almost diabolical in nature. Indeed, if you were to enter the website of this serial killer, you would see many pictures, not of personal portraits, but of the victims he had killed. He didn't stop at just killing them. He excelled in mutilating their bodies and photographing them in disturbing poses. His website was filled with these images, as if he was showcasing his artistic masterpieces and trophies. The shocking thing was that on the website, there were drawings of the killer himself, depicting him engaging in acts so sinister that even an animal's behavior would be considered more civilized. The matter is simple. This killer would sit upon his victims, mutilate them, and display them in his macabre museum, which was none other than his official webpage. In the end, one actual image of the killer was uploaded, showing many bodies, each in a different stage of decomposition, displayed on a shelf. Although the page was removed due to its extreme gruesomeness, it seems to have been archived, and some may still be able to access and view it, but with difficulty. This story is truly bizarre, and it's titled Enriched Uranium for Sale. We all know that the deep web and the dark web are filled with strange things, and you can buy almost anything there. Drugs, weapons, even human organs, rare animals, and just about anything you can imagine. But to buy enriched uranium, that's something incredibly difficult, and it might even be impossible. Imagine with me for a moment that you could buy enriched uranium and create a bomb. This idea seems impossible, right? But it's real, and it happened. According to the storyteller, when the infamous Silk Road marketplace was shut down, another store popped up in its place on the deep web, one that was even more sinister and malevolent. This store is called Alpha-B. One day, as a user was browsing through Alpha-B, they stumbled upon a post by someone offering enriched uranium for sale. We all know that enriched uranium is a critical component in the production of nuclear bombs, and it's one of the key elements that led to sanctions on countries like Iran and North Korea, sanctions that have lasted for years and are still in place. Some argue that the chances of genuine enriched uranium being openly advertised on the internet, even on the hidden dark web, are slim to none. It could very well be an elaborate scam. However, everyone knows that intelligence agencies from around the world, especially American, Russian, European, and British, are present and active on the deep web and the dark web. Therefore, it's possible that the person selling the uranium either knew or didn't know they were being watched. If they did, the police and the military could be knocking on their door in the blink of an eye, and they might never see the light of day again. This story is titled We See You. The first experience of entering the dark web is usually scary and unsettling. Therefore, as a warning, my friend, I advise you never to take this step one day. Do not enter the deep web or the dark web. And even if you consider entering, bear your responsibility and in the end, blame only yourself. The important thing is that one day, a user named Fake Kington narrated an experience that happened to him for the first time he entered the internet. At a time when the term deep web was not widespread, and the term dark web was not an officially recognized term because everything was deep in that period, the internet was a strange and new world that users were exploring for the first time. Like the days of discoveries when someone finds a new continent or a new country, he does not know what is on that continent, so he starts exploring it. This was how the internet was in its early days. The important thing was that this user was browsing one of the offers and stumbled upon a strange and hidden post. Through a series of logins, exits, and maneuvers on the pages, they were able to access a directory that the pictures they found belonged to old faxes and apparently military medical documents. They decided to open the entire file and, with clear and explicit text, found a message that said, "We see you." The scary thing is that after about 15 seconds, the server crashed, the site malfunctioned, and refused to reappear. That person says that from the extreme fear and terror he experienced, his clothes were soaked and he was sitting on the chair. The story, titled "A Cat's Head Under My Pillow," is truly horrifying. It tells the tale of an individual who, under the alias of an unknown name, decided to venture into the dark web due to the numerous videos they had watched on YouTube and articles they had read about this subject. This person claims to have learned some protection methods to avoid becoming an easy target for hackers and to safeguard their computer and phone from any breaches. He entered the dark web to satisfy his curiosity and uncover the secrets of this hidden world that everyone talked about on YouTube, Facebook, and social media. Among the sites he visited was the Forbidden Silk Road. He decided to try it. So he bought some drugs, a firearm, and paying with Bitcoin. He asked for it to be shipped to a location, and after 3 weeks, the shipment arrived at the address. Then, one time, he logged in a site dedicated to contract killers, and as a joke, he got a number, a hitman's number, and decided to call it. To his surprise, the number was real and functional, so he recorded it on his phone under the killer's name. Days turned into weeks and months. In March, he got fired from his job, so he left to a bar one evening and kept drinking until late at night. When he left the bar and headed home, 3 bandits blocked his way, brandished a gun, and assaulted him. They took all the money he had on him, and by pure coincidence, the person did not have his phone with him at that moment. The strange thing is that he recognized the attackers, but at that moment the attackers did not recognize him, despite his drunken state. In that moment, the person felt intense anger and a desire for revenge. He came home, sat alone for a while, and began to make a plan. He remembered the killer's number that he had called before, called him, and provided him with information about the thieves and their whereabouts. He asked the killer to track them down and eliminate them. He told him to be creative while killing them. In the morning, the person woke up to find a message on their phone. When he opened it, he found a link to a website. Clicking the link led them to download a file which contained 6 images. These pictures are of 2 bodies cut in half, with their heads cut off and without entrails, accompanied by a message at the end that read, "I hope you enjoy my art." The man could not bear with the horrific scene and vomited in shock. He says that the next day he took a flight to Brazil, and no one knows whether he was serious or just trying to mislead others, possibly in another country altogether.